trust is like encryption. Once it's broken, you might as well throw the whole system out. I'm Jack Dorsey, 38 years old, and I teach people how to avoid being watched for a living. Counter-surveillance instructor, to be precise. The irony isn't lost on me that I missed the biggest surveillance job of my career, watching my own wife. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. I'm sitting in a cramped hotel room in Bergen, Norway, staring at my phone screen like it's about to explode. The message from Greg came in 3 hours ago, but I keep looking at it, hoping the pixels will rearrange themselves into something less devastating. It's a photo of my wife Emily's lover wearing my grandfather's watch, the one she swore she'd never let anyone else touch. Finally found someone who shows up, reads her latest Instagram post. The photo shows two hands intertwined at some overpriced Houston cafe. His hand, her hand, my watch. The training seminar I'm running here in Norway is about digital privacy for corporate executives, rich paranoids who think everyone's out to get them. Turns out they might be onto something. Mr. Dorsey, my translator, a blonde woman named Astrid, pokes her head into the break room. The afternoon session is ready to begin. Be right there, I tell her, pocketing the phone. But my mind isn't on Norwegian oil executives anymore. It's calculating, planning. Because if there's one thing I've learned in 15 years of teaching people how to stay hidden, it's that the best surveillance subjects never know they're being watched. Emily thinks I'm clueless. Emily thinks I'm the boring husband who travels too much and doesn't appreciate her needs. Emily thinks a lot of things that are about to prove very, very wrong. I walk back into the conference room where 12 executives in expensive suits are waiting to learn how to protect their secrets. The presentation slides glow on the wall behind me. Advanced counter-surveillance techniques. Gentlemen, I begin, clicking to the next slide. Today we're going to talk about how to catch someone who thinks they're smarter than you. The irony tastes bitter in my mouth, but I push through the next 4 hours of instruction. I teach them about digital footprints, financial surveillance, and social media intelligence gathering. I show them how cheating spouses get caught, how business rivals steal information, how enemies become friends long enough to destroy you from the inside. By the time I'm done, I have a plan. The flight back to Houston gives me 12 hours to think. Emily doesn't know I'm coming home early. She thinks I'm in Norway until Thursday. It's Monday night, and I've got 3 days to set up the most important surveillance operation of my life. I land at Bush Intercontinental at 6:47 p.m. Houston time. Instead of going straight home, I drive to my office, a small suite in a strip mall between a nail salon and a tax preparation service. Not glamorous, but it pays the bills. More importantly, it's where I keep my equipment. The motion sensors, GPS trackers, and digital recorders I use for training seminars have a much more personal application now. I load everything into my truck and head home to Katy, the suburb where Emily and I have lived for 6 years in a house we can't quite afford. Her car isn't in the driveway. Good. I let myself in through the front door and immediately notice things are different. The living room has been rearranged. The couch faces a different direction. There's a new throw pillow I've never seen before, something with a geometric pattern that screams masculine input. The coffee table has been moved closer to the TV. In the kitchen, I find evidence of meals for two wine glasses in the dishwasher, both with lipstick stains. Emily doesn't drink red wine. She says it stains her teeth. I climb the stairs to our bedroom and find the real evidence. The bed is made differently. Emily always pulls the comforter tight, but this is loose, casual. There's a men's deodorant on the bathroom counter that isn't mine. Old Spice. I use Degree. But the most damning evidence is in the hamper. Mixed in with Emily's clothes are boxer shorts, size large. I wear medium. I take photos of everything with a camera that doesn't connect to any cloud service. Then I start installing my equipment. A motion sensor in the living room, hidden inside a decorative plant. Audio recorders in the bedroom and kitchen disguised as phone chargers. A GPS tracker under Emily's car, magnetic and weatherproof. By the time I'm finished, it's almost midnight. I drive to a hotel near the airport and check in under a false name, paying cash. Tomorrow, I'll start gathering the evidence I need to destroy my wife and her boyfriend so completely they'll wish they'd never met each other. The hotel room smells like industrial carpet cleaner and broken dreams. I lie on the scratchy bedspread and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the last 8 years of marriage. When did Emily stop loving me? When did I stop caring if she did? The answer comes to me as I'm drifting off to sleep. It doesn't matter. What matters now is making sure she pays for thinking I was too stupid to notice. I spend Tuesday morning at my lawyer's office. Cheryl West has been handling legal issues for my business for 3 years, and she's exactly the kind of person you want in your corner when your life implodes, smart, ruthless, and completely unimpressed by sob stories. "How long has this been going on?" she asks, reviewing the photos I've printed. I'm not sure. I first suspected something 6 months ago, but I was traveling a lot. Thought I was being paranoid. You weren't. She sets down the photos and looks at me across her desk. The good news is, Texas is a community property state, but adultery can affect spousal support. The bad news is you need more evidence than this. I'm working on it. Jack, I have to ask, what's your end game here? Do you want to reconcile, or do you want to destroy her? The question hangs in the air between us. 6 months ago, I might have said, reconcile. Hell, 6 weeks ago, I might have said, reconcile. But something about seeing my grandfather's watch on another man's wrist changed everything. I want her to understand what it feels like to lose everything that matters. Cheryl nods slowly. Then we need to be very careful about how we do this. I'm going to start the paperwork for divorce proceedings, but we're not filing anything yet. In the meantime, you need to document everything. Financial records, communications, evidence of the affair. And Jack? Yeah? Don't do anything stupid. Don't confront them, don't threaten them, don't give them any reason to paint you as the bad guy. Let them hang themselves. I spend the rest of Tuesday setting up surveillance on Eric Simmons, Emily's boyfriend. It doesn't take long to figure out his routine. The man is predictable as a Swiss watch. Ironic, considering he's wearing mine. Eric owns a small gym called Fit Life in the Galleria area. He drives a yellow Mustang convertible with custom rims and a license plate that reads Slick 1. He's got 15,000 Instagram followers who watch him post shirtless workout videos and motivational quotes in Comic Sans font. He's everything I'm not, loud, flashy, and completely convinced of his own irresistibility. Emily always said she liked the strong, silent type. Apparently that was another lie. I follow Eric to his gym, to Starbucks, to the tanning salon, and finally to my house. He parks the Mustang 2 blocks away and walks through the neighborhood like he belongs there. At 2:30 p.m., he lets himself in through my back door using a key I never gave him. The motion sensors I installed start sending alerts to my phone immediately. I watch from my truck as the two of them move through my house, and I listen through my earpiece as they talk about me like I'm already gone. He's so clueless, Emily says. I could probably bring you to his office Christmas party and he wouldn't notice. When's he coming back? Eric asks. Thursday night. We have until then. Good. I want to try that thing we talked about on the kitchen counter. I turn off the audio feed before I hear any more. There are some things you can't unhear, and I need to stay focused on the long game. Wednesday morning, I call Emily from my hotel room. Hey, babe, she says, and her voice is so normal, so loving, that for a split second, I almost forget why I'm calling. How's Norway? Cold, boring, the usual. I'm amazed at how easy it is to lie when you know the truth. I miss you. I miss you too. Can't wait for you to come home. Actually, that's why I'm calling. My flight got delayed. Won't be back until Friday now. Oh. There's a pause, and I can practically hear her mind working. That's too bad. I was planning something special for Thursday night. I bet you were. What? Nothing. Just said I bet it was something good. It was going to be. Guess it'll have to wait until Friday. We talk for a few more minutes about nothing. The weather, her work, my seminar. Normal married couple conversation, except every word feels like swallowing glass. After I hang up, I drive to the bank and quietly move half of our joint savings into a separate account. It's my legal right as a joint account holder, and it's going to be very important later. Then I go shopping. The hardware store, the electronics store, and finally a specialty shop that sells theatrical supplies. By Thursday afternoon, I have everything I need for phase 2 of my plan. Emily thinks she has until Friday to play house with Eric. What she doesn't know is that I've been documenting every second of it, and I'm about to give them a Thursday night they'll never forget. At 6 p.m., I park 3 blocks from my house and walk through the neighborhood I've lived in for 6 years. Mrs. Henderson waves from her garden. Mr. Martinez nods from his driveway where he's washing his car. Normal suburban evening, normal suburban neighbors who have no idea they're about to become witnesses. Eric's Mustang is parked in my driveway this time. Bold. Stupid, but bold. I let myself in through the front door as quietly as possible. The audio I'm picking up through my earpiece tells me they're upstairs in the bedroom. I have maybe 10 minutes before they come down for dinner. I work quickly, setting up cameras in the living room and kitchen, positioning them for the best possible angles. Then I go to work on the Mustang. The beauty of a convertible is how accessible everything is. I pop the hood and disconnect the battery cable, not enough to damage anything, just enough to make sure the car won't start. Then I take out my theatrical supplies. 20 minutes later, Eric's beautiful yellow Mustang looks like it's been vandalized by a very creative gang. I've used washable paint, nothing permanent, but the message is clear: cheater across the hood, liar on the passenger door, and my wife on the driver's side. I'm back in my truck when they discover it. Eric's scream of rage is audible from 3 blocks away. "What the hell happened to my car?" Eric's voice carries across the neighborhood as he stands in my driveway, staring at his vandalized Mustang. Through my telephoto lens, I can see Emily behind him, wrapped in my bathrobe, looking panicked. "Someone knows," she says. "Yeah, no shit someone knows." Eric kicks at the front tire, which accomplishes nothing except making him look more ridiculous. This is thousands of dollars in damage. It's actually about $40 in washable paint, but I don't correct him. I watch Emily pull out her phone and start dialing. My phone rings a few seconds later. Jack, something terrible has happened. Someone vandalized a car in our driveway. I think we're being targeted by criminals." "What? Are you okay? Should I come home?" No, don't cut your trip short. I called the police. They're handling it." "Whose car was it?" There's a pause. "A friend's. He was visiting." "What kind of friend visits when your husband's out of town?" "Jack, don't start, not now. I'm scared and I need support, not accusations." I almost laugh. "She's good, I'll give her that. Turn it around. Make me the bad guy for asking obvious questions." "You're right. I'm sorry. I'll catch the next flight home." "No, really. Stay. Finish your work. I can handle this." "Of course she can. She's been handling a lot of things behind my back." The police arrive 20 minutes later. I watch Officer Martinez, no relation to my neighbor, take a report while Eric gestures wildly at his car. Emily has put on clothes by now, jeans and a sweater, playing the role of concerned homeowner. What they don't know is that I've already called the police myself, from a payphone at a gas station, reporting suspicious activity at my own address. A yellow Mustang parked there during the day when the homeowners should be at work, possible burglary in progress. Officer Martinez is very interested in why Eric has a key to my house. "Ma'am, you said this man is a friend of your family?" Yes, that's right. And your husband gave him a key? Emily hesitates. Well, not exactly. I gave him a key. For emergencies. What kind of emergencies? Another hesitation. If I locked myself out. Things like that. Officer Martinez writes something in his notebook. And where is your husband now? Business trip. Norway. When did he leave? Monday. And your friend has been staying here since Monday? He hasn't been staying here. He just visits sometimes. Eric, who has been getting more agitated during this questioning, finally explodes. Look, officer, we're not the criminals here. Someone destroyed my car. Why are you interrogating us instead of finding who did this? Sir, I'm trying to establish the facts. You have a key to this house. You've been here while the homeowner is away, and now your car has been vandalized. These facts raise questions. What kind of questions? Officer Martinez looks at Eric like he's dealing with a particularly slow child. The kind that make me wonder if this vandalism might be related to your relationship with Mrs. Dorsey. The silence that follows is beautiful. Emily goes pale. Eric opens and closes his mouth like a fish. There's no relationship, Emily finally says. He's just a friend. Ma'am, I've been doing this job for 12 years. I know what a domestic situation looks like. After the police leave, without filing any charges, since there's no evidence of who vandalized the car, I watch Emily and Eric have their first real fight. The audio is crystal clear through my surveillance equipment. This is your fault, Eric shouts. You said he was clueless. He is. Someone else did this. Maybe one of the neighbors saw you coming and going. Then why didn't they call the cops before? Why wait until now? I don't know. Maybe they finally got suspicious. Or maybe your husband isn't as stupid as you think he is. Jack doesn't have the balls to do something like this. If he knew, he'd confront me directly. He'd cry and beg me to stop seeing you. Would he? Trust me, I know my husband. He's weak. I turn off the audio feed and smile. Emily thinks she knows me, but she's been married to a carefully constructed facade for 8 years. The real Jack Dorsey is someone she's never met, and she's about to get an introduction. Thursday night, I drive to Eric's gym. It's closed, but there are security cameras in the parking lot. I park directly in front of one and get out of my truck wearing a baseball cap and sunglasses. Not enough to hide my identity, just enough to look like I'm trying to. I walk up to the front door and tape an envelope to the glass. Inside the envelope is a single photo. Eric wearing my grandfather's watch with a note that says, "Return what's mine." Then I drive home. Emily's car is in the driveway, but Eric's Mustang is gone. Probably at a car wash, trying to remove the washable paint that came off with soap and water 3 hours ago. I let myself into my own house and find Emily in the kitchen, drinking wine and staring at her phone. "Hey, babe," I say, like nothing has happened. "I caught an earlier flight." She jumps, spilling wine on the counter. "Jack, you scared me. I thought you weren't coming back until Friday." "Missed you too much to wait." I kiss her cheek, noting that she smells like unfamiliar cologne. "I heard there was some excitement while I was gone. Police cars in the neighborhood?" "Oh, that. Yeah, someone vandalized a car, probably just kids." "Whose car?" "I don't know. Some visitor." I nod and open the refrigerator, pretending to look for something to eat. Weird that they'd target a specific car. Usually vandals just hit whatever's available. Maybe it was random. Maybe. I close the refrigerator and look at her. Or maybe someone was sending a message. Emily's hand freezes halfway to her wine glass. "What kind of message?" "I don't know." "What kind of message do you think someone would want to send?" We stare at each other across the kitchen counter. She's trying to figure out how much I know. I'm letting her wonder. "Jack, is there something you want to ask me?" "Should there be?" "You're acting strange." "Am I?" "I just got back from a week in Norway. I'm tired." "Right. Of course." She finishes her wine in one gulp. "I'm going to bed." I'll be up in a minute. After she goes upstairs, I sit in my kitchen and listen to her moving around in our bedroom. She's on the phone, but she's whispering, and even my equipment can't pick up what she's saying. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow is Friday, and Friday is when everything changes. I've spent 4 days gathering evidence, setting traps, and positioning my pieces on the board. Emily and Eric think they're playing checkers. They're about to learn I've been playing chess. Friday morning starts with Eric pounding on my front door at 6:30 a.m. I watch him through the peephole, unshaven, wild-eyed, wearing the same clothes from yesterday. The envelope I left at his gym is crumpled in his fist. Emily's still asleep upstairs. Good. This conversation needs to happen without her. I open the door and step onto the porch, closing it behind me. Can I help you? You know damn well why I'm here. He shoves the envelope at my chest. This is harassment. That's my grandfather's watch you're wearing. I'd like it back. For a moment, Eric looks confused. Then his hand goes to his wrist, where my watch sits like a trophy. Emily gave this to me. Emily doesn't own it. I do. It's been in my family for 60 years. She said it was hers to give. Emily says a lot of things. Most of them are lies. Eric's face flushes red. Look, man, I don't want any trouble. But Emily and we're in love. She's not happy with you. Is that what she told you? She told me you haven't touched her in 2 years, that you ignore her, that you're never home, that she feels like she's married to a ghost. I nod thoughtfully. And you believed her? Why would she lie? Because she's a narcissist who needs constant validation, and you're dumb enough to provide it. Eric steps closer, trying to intimidate me with his gym-built physique. Watch your mouth. Or what? You'll beat me up on my own front porch? In front of all these houses with security cameras? I gesture to the neighborhood around us. That'll look great in court. Court? Oh, did Emily not mention that part? The divorce papers are already drawn up. So is the lawsuit for alienation of affection. That's a real thing in Texas, Eric. I can sue you for stealing my wife. The color drains from his face. She said you didn't know. I know everything. I know you've been using my house like a hotel. I know you've been driving her to work in my driveway. I know about the key she gave you, the meals you've been eating at my table, and the shower you used yesterday that still smells like your cheap cologne. Eric takes a step back. How do you... I'm a surveillance expert genius. It's literally what I do for a living. Mrs. Henderson chooses that moment to come out for her morning paper. She waves cheerfully. Morning, Jack. Everything okay? Just fine, Mrs. Henderson. My friend Eric was just leaving. Eric looks around the neighborhood, suddenly aware of how exposed he is. This isn't over. You're right. It's not. I smile at him. It's going to get much worse. After Eric drives away, I go back inside and find Emily in the kitchen, making coffee with shaking hands. Was that Eric? She asks. You tell me. Jack, we need to talk. Do we? She turns to face me and I see she's been crying. I made a mistake. Just one? I never meant for this to happen. It started as friendship and then you gave him my grandfather's watch. Emily's face crumbles. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll get it back. I'll end things with him. We can work through this. Can we? Yes, if you want to. Do you want to? I look at my wife of 8 years. She's beautiful, even with mascara streaked down her cheeks. She's smart, successful, charming when she wants to be. For a moment, I remember why I fell in love with her. Then I remember the audio recordings of her calling me weak, the videos of her and Eric in my bed, the months of lies and manipulation. No, I say. I don't think I do. The next few hours are a masterpiece of controlled demolition. I've spent days preparing for this moment, and everything unfolds exactly as planned. First, I call Cheryl and tell her to file the divorce papers. Within an hour, A process server arrives at Emily's office to deliver them in front of her coworkers. Second, I call the 3 credit card companies where we have joint accounts and report the cards as compromised due to identity theft. The cards are immediately frozen. Third, I visit our bank and close our joint checking account, transferring the funds to my personal account. This is completely legal since both our names are on the account, but it leaves Emily with no immediate access to money. Fourth, I change the locks on the house. By 3 p.m., Emily is calling me every 10 minutes, alternating between rage and panic. Jack, you can't do this. This is my house too. Actually, I can. The house is in my name only. Check the deed. The credit cards will be reissued in individual names after the divorce is final. I need money. I have bills. You have a job. Use your paycheck. That's not enough to cover everything. Then maybe you should have thought about that before you decided to redecorate our bedroom with your boyfriend. The silence on the other end of the line stretches for almost a minute. You've been watching us. I've been protecting my interests. That's sick, Jack. That's really sick. What's sick is adultery. What I'm doing is just good business. Emily tries a different approach. What do you want? Money? I'll pay you back everything I spent. Just don't destroy my life over this. Your life isn't my responsibility anymore. Jack, please, I love you. I made a mistake, but I love you. No, you don't. You love the idea of me. You love having a husband who travels so you can do whatever you want. You love the financial security and the social status. But you don't love me. That's not true. Emily, I heard you call me weak. I heard you laugh about how clueless I am. I heard you planning your future with Eric while you were lying in my bed. Another long silence. How long have you been recording us? Long enough. That's illegal. Actually, it's not. Texas is a one-party consent state for audio recording, and I have every right to install security cameras in my own home. I can hear her breathing getting faster, more panicked. What are you going to do with the recordings? That depends. On what? On how cooperative you are with the divorce proceedings. You're blackmailing me. I'm negotiating from a position of strength. There's a difference. That evening, Eric shows up at my house again. This time he has backup. 2 guys from his gym who look like they bench press small cars for fun. I watch them through my security cameras as they approach the front door. Then I call 911. 911. What's your emergency? This is Jack Dorsey at 1247 Maple Street in Katy. 3 men are approaching my house in a threatening manner. I believe they intend to assault me. Are you in immediate danger? I think so. One of them has been having an affair with my wife, and I just filed for divorce today. He's already threatened me once. Stay on the line, sir. Units are en route. The police arrive before Eric can even knock on my door. I watch through the window as Officer Martinez, the same cop who took the vandalism report yesterday, gets out of his patrol car. Gentlemen, what's the situation here? Eric tries to explain, but his story doesn't make much sense. He's here to talk to me, but he brought 2 friends and he's clearly agitated. Officer Martinez listens patiently, then asks the key question. Sir, does Mr. Dorsey want to talk to you? Well, no, but then you need to leave his property. But he's been harassing us. How so? Eric shows him the envelope with the photo. Officer Martinez examines it carefully. This is a picture of you wearing a watch, with a note asking for it back. How is this harassment? He's stalking us. Do you have evidence of stalking? Eric looks frustrated. He knows things, private things. What kind of private things? About my relationship with his wife. Officer Martinez nods slowly. Sir, if you're having an affair with this man's wife, he has every legal right to document that affair. That's not stalking. That's evidence gathering. But, sir, I'm going to ask you and your friends to leave now. If you come back here without Mr. Dorsey's permission, I'll arrest you for trespassing. After they leave, Officer Martinez knocks on my door. Mr. Dorsey, everything okay in there? I open the door. Yes, officer. Thank you for responding so quickly. No problem. Can I give you some advice? Sure. Get a restraining order, today. That guy is angry and he's not thinking clearly. Men like that do stupid things. I'll call my lawyer first thing Monday morning. Good. And Mr. Dorsey? I'm sorry about your situation. I know this can't be easy. Thank you, officer. I appreciate that. After he leaves, I sit in my living room and review the day's events. Emily is locked out of the house with no access to money. Eric is facing potential legal action and a restraining order. Both of them are panicked, desperate, and making mistakes. Everything is going exactly according to plan. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. This isn't over. I text back, "You're right, it's just getting started." Saturday morning brings the first real surprise of my carefully orchestrated revenge. Emily and Eric have hired a lawyer. The call comes at 8 a.m. from a man named David Chen, who identifies himself as representing both my wife and her boyfriend. This is interesting for several reasons, not least of which is that it's a massive conflict of interest. Mr. Dorsey, my clients would like to propose a settlement. Your clients can propose whatever they want through my attorney. You have her number. We'd prefer to handle this directly. I'm sure you would, but that's not how this works. Mr. Dorsey, I think you should know that my clients have evidence of your illegal surveillance activities. I almost laugh. Do they? Audio and video recordings without consent constitute invasion of privacy under Texas law. Actually, they don't. Texas Penal Code 1602 allows for recording in your own home without notification, but I'm sure you knew that. There's a pause. My clients are prepared to file harassment charges. Based on what evidence? The threatening note you left at Mr. Simmons' place of business. You mean the note asking for the return of my stolen property? That threatening note? Another pause. Mr. Dorsey, what do you want? Money? I want my watch back. I want my wife out of my house. And I want both of them to understand that actions have consequences. My clients are willing to return the watch and agree to a quiet divorce in exchange for your surveillance materials. Counteroffer. They return the watch. Emily agrees to a no-contest divorce with no alimony, and I don't release the surveillance materials to their employers, their friends, and the internet. That's extortion. That's negotiation. You have until Monday to decide. I hang up and immediately call Cheryl. They hired David Chen, I tell her. The strip mall lawyer? The one who got disbarred in California? That's the one. Jack, they're desperate. Desperate people do stupid things. That's what I'm counting on. Sunday night, they try to break into my house. I'm not there, of course. I've been staying at the hotel since Thursday, only coming home during the day to maintain appearances. But my security system is very much there, recording everything in high definition. At 11:47 p.m., Emily lets herself in through the back door, using a key she apparently had copied before I changed the locks. She's followed by Eric and one of his gym buddies, a thick-necked man who looks like he eats protein powder for breakfast. They're not trying to be quiet. Where would he keep the recordings? Emily asks, her voice clear through my audio system. Computer, maybe? Or a safe? Check the office upstairs. I'll look in the bedroom. What am I looking for? Asks the gym buddy. Anything electronic, hard drives, USB sticks, cameras. They spend 45 minutes tearing through my house, looking for surveillance equipment they'll never find because it's all hidden in places they'd never think to look. The cameras recording them are built into smoke detectors, electrical outlets, and picture frames. But the real gift comes when they find my laptop on the kitchen counter. This has to be it, Emily says, opening it up. He keeps everything on his computer. Is it password protected? Of course it is, but I know his passwords. He uses the same 3 for everything. She tries Emily 2015, our wedding year. No luck. She tries surveillance, my business name. No luck. She tries Grandpa 1947, my grandfather's birth year. The computer unlocks. I'm in, she says, and I can hear the triumph in her voice. What Emily doesn't know is that this laptop is a decoy. It's loaded with fake surveillance files that show me recording empty rooms and innocent conversations. The real surveillance files are stored on encrypted drives in a safety deposit box across town. But Emily doesn't know that. She thinks she's won. Delete everything, Eric says. I am. Look at this stuff, though. He's been recording us for weeks. Sick bastard. Got it. Everything's gone. They also steal some jewelry, cash from my dresser drawer, and my backup laptop. By the time they leave, they've committed breaking and entering, burglary, and destruction of property. All of it captured in beautiful 4K video. Monday morning, I call the police and report the break-in. Officer Martinez responds personally. Any idea who might have done this, Mr. Dorsey? Well, my wife has a key, and she was pretty angry about the divorce papers. Would she do something like this? A week ago, I would have said no, but a week ago, I didn't think she'd cheat on me either. Officer Martinez examines the scene, taking photos and notes. They were looking for something specific. This isn't random vandalism. Probably the surveillance footage I mentioned to her lawyer. You have surveillance footage of the affair? I did. It was on that laptop they stole. We'll dust for prints, but if your wife has a key, I understand. What Officer Martinez doesn't understand is that I want Emily's fingerprints on that laptop. I want evidence that she was here, that she stole it, that she deleted the files. Because when this goes to court, I want to show not just that she cheated, but that she committed felonies trying to cover it up. The call from David Chen comes 2 hours later. Mr. Dorsey, my clients have decided to accept your terms. Have they? They'll return the watch, agree to the no-contest divorce, and in exchange, you'll destroy the surveillance materials. That's going to be difficult. Why? Because your clients broke into my house last night and stole the computers where the surveillance materials were stored. Silence. Mr. Dorsey, my clients were nowhere near your house last night. Really? That's interesting, because I have security footage that says otherwise. That's impossible. They destroyed... Chen stops mid-sentence, realizing what he's just admitted. They destroyed what, counselor? I need to call you back. You do that. The next call comes from Emily herself, 30 minutes later. She's crying. Jack, please, we can work this out. Can we? I'll give you anything you want. The house, the cars, everything. I already have those things. Then what do you want? I want you to understand what you've lost. I know what I've lost. I lost you. I lost my marriage. Emily, you threw away your marriage the first time you brought Eric into our bed. Everything that's happened since then has just been consequences. Please don't press charges for last night. Why shouldn't I? Because I'm begging you. Because we were married for 8 years. Because I'm sorry. You're not sorry you cheated. You're sorry you got caught. That's not true. Emily, I heard you laughing about how stupid I was. I heard you planning your future with Eric. I heard you call me weak and pathetic. You're not sorry about any of that. You're just sorry it's costing you something. Jack, the watch will be returned to my lawyer's office by 5 p.m. today, or I press charges for theft in addition to burglary. The divorce papers will be signed by Friday, or I release everything to your employer. Those are your choices. And if I do those things, then you get to start over with nothing instead of starting over in jail. That's not fair. Fair? I laugh, and it sounds bitter even to me. Emily, you spent months lying to my face, sleeping with another man in my bed, and spending my money on your affair. You broke into my house, stole my property, and tried to destroy evidence of your crimes. And you want to talk to me about fair? I made mistakes. No, you made choices. Every single day you chose to betray me. Now you get to live with the consequences of those choices. What about Eric? What about him? Are you going to destroy him too? Emily, I don't have to destroy Eric, he's going to destroy himself. At 4:47 p.m., my grandfather's watch is delivered to Cheryl's office by a courier service. Along with it is a handwritten note from Eric. I'm sorry. I never meant for any of this to happen. Too little. Too late. But I'm not done with Eric yet. Not even close. The final phase of my plan begins on Tuesday morning with a simple phone call to Eric's biggest client, a supplement company that sponsors his Instagram posts and pays him to appear at fitness expos. Hi, this is Jack Dorsey. I'm calling about Eric Simmons, who I believe endorses your products? Yes, Eric's one of our brand ambassadors. Is there a problem? Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Eric has been having an affair with my wife. It's become quite public, and there's been some criminal activity involved. I thought you should know before it affects your brand. Criminal activity? Breaking and entering, burglary, theft. The police are involved. Oh my God, thank you for calling. We'll look into this immediately. By noon, Eric's sponsorship deals have been terminated. His Instagram account, which was his primary source of income, is suddenly worthless. I make similar calls to the other companies that use Eric as a spokesperson. By the end of the day, he's lost about 60% of his income. Wednesday, I visit Eric's gym. Fit life is exactly what you'd expect. Mirrored walls, loud music, and the smell of sweat and desperation. Eric is training a client, a middle-aged woman who's clearly paying more for his attention than his expertise. I wait until he's finished, then approach him at the front desk. We need to talk. Eric looks around nervously. I don't have anything to say to you. That's okay. I have plenty to say to you. Look, man, I returned your watch. I'm staying away from Emily. What more do you want? I want you to understand something. I lean closer, lowering my voice so the other gym members can't hear. You thought you were so smart, didn't you? Thought you found the perfect mark. Bored housewife, absent husband, easy target. It wasn't like that. Wasn't it? You saw Emily posting those thirsty Instagram photos and you thought, here's a woman who needs attention. You slid into her DMs, told her she deserved better, made her feel special. Eric's face flushes red. You don't know what you're talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know you've done this before. Married women are your specialty, aren't they? They're grateful, they're discreet, and they don't expect too much. That's not... But you got greedy with Emily. You started thinking long-term, started thinking about divorce settlements and life insurance policies, started thinking maybe you'd found your retirement plan. Eric steps back. You're crazy. Am I? Then why did you ask Emily about my life insurance policy? Why did you suggest she could claim I was abusive to get a better settlement? Why did you tell her to document my controlling behavior? The color drains from Eric's face. How do you... I told you, I'm a surveillance expert. I know about all of it. I pull out my phone and show him a video clip. Emily and Eric in my kitchen, discussing how to maximize her divorce settlement. That's illegal recording. No, it's not. But what you two were planning might have been conspiracy to commit fraud. Eric looks around the gym desperately, like he's looking for an escape route. What do you want? I want you to disappear. What? Leave Houston. Find a new city, a new gym, a new life. Because if you stay here, I'm going to make sure everyone knows exactly what kind of man you are. You can't do that. Can't I? I show him another video on my phone. This one of him with a different woman, someone who isn't Emily. Recognize her? That's Jennifer Walsh. She's married too. Her husband doesn't know about your Tuesday afternoon sessions yet, but he could. Eric stares at the phone screen in horror. You've been following me. I've been protecting my interests, and my interests include making sure you never hurt another family the way you hurt mine. This is harassment. This is justice. I put my phone away and look around the gym. Nice place. Shame if something happened to it. Are you threatening me? I'm informing you. Your lease is up for renewal next month, right? Your landlord is going to receive some very interesting information about your business practices. Your insurance company, too. And the Better Business Bureau. And Yelp. Eric's hands are shaking now. You can't destroy my life over this. I'm not destroying your life. I'm giving you a chance to start over somewhere else. That's more than you gave me. I turn to leave, then stop. Oh, and Eric? If you ever contact Emily again, if you ever come near my house again, if you so much as drive through my neighborhood, I'll release everything to everyone. Your clients, your family, your friends, the internet. Do we understand each other? Eric nods silently. Good. You have 2 weeks. Thursday brings the final confrontation with Emily. She's been staying at her sister's house since I changed the locks, but she shows up at my office that afternoon with red eyes and a desperate expression. Jack, please, we need to talk. We have nothing to talk about. I signed the papers. I gave up everything. What more do you want? I don't want anything from you anymore. Then why won't you let this go? I look at my wife, my soon-to-be ex-wife, and feel nothing. No anger, no sadness, no regret. Just emptiness where 8 years of marriage used to be. Emily, do you remember our wedding vows? What? Our wedding vows. Do you remember what you promised me? Jack, don't. You promised to love me, to honor me, to be faithful to me, for better or worse, in sickness and in health until... I know what I promised. Do you? Because I kept those promises, all of them. For 8 years, I was faithful to you. I put your needs before mine. I worked extra hours to pay for the house you wanted, the car you wanted, the lifestyle you wanted. I know you did. And what did you do? You threw it all away for a gym rat with a yellow Mustang and a 10th grade education. Emily starts crying. I made a mistake. No, you made a choice. Every single day for months, you chose Eric over me. You chose lies over truth. You chose betrayal over loyalty. I'm sorry. I know you are, but sorry doesn't fix anything. Sorry doesn't give me back the months I spent wondering what was wrong with me, why my wife didn't want to touch me anymore, why she was always working late or going out with friends. Jack, sorry doesn't erase the recordings of you laughing about how pathetic I was. Sorry doesn't undo the humiliation of finding out my wife was cheating on me from a photo sent by a mutual friend. What do you want me to say? I don't want you to say anything. I want you to understand that actions have consequences. I want you to remember this feeling the next time you think about betraying someone who loves you. And then what? You'll forgive me? I shake my head. Emily, there is no and then. This is it. This is how our story ends. It doesn't have to. Yes, it does. She leaves without another word. Friday afternoon, I'm cleaning out my office when Cheryl calls. It's done, she says. Divorce is final. She gets nothing. Good. Jack, can I ask you something? Sure. Was it worth it? All of this? I think about the question. Was it worth it? The weeks of planning, the surveillance, the careful destruction of 2 lives? Ask me in a year. Fair enough. What are you going to do now? I'm thinking about relocating, starting fresh somewhere new. That might be smart. Yeah, I think it is. 6 months later, I'm living in Denver, running a new security consulting business. I've got a small apartment with a view of the mountains and a life that's completely my own. I don't think about Emily very often anymore. When I do, it's not with anger or sadness, just a kind of distant curiosity about what might have been if she'd made different choices. I heard through mutual friends that she's working as a waitress now, living with her sister, trying to rebuild her life. Eric moved to Phoenix and is working at a chain gym for $12 an hour. Sometimes I wonder if I went too far. If maybe I should have just divorced Emily quietly and moved on with my life. But then I remember the sound of her laughing about how weak I was. I remember the sight of my grandfather's watch on another man's wrist. I remember the months of lies and manipulation and betrayal, and I remember that some people need to learn that actions have consequences. My phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. I know what you did. I delete it without responding. There will always be someone who thinks they know better, who thinks I should have turned the other cheek, who thinks revenge is wrong. But they weren't there. They didn't live through the betrayal, the humiliation, the months of wondering if they were going crazy. They don't understand that sometimes justice and revenge are the same thing. I put my phone away and look out at the mountains. Tomorrow is Saturday, and I have a date with a woman named Sarah who thinks I'm interesting and funny and worth her time. She doesn't know about Emily or Eric or any of it. As far as she knows, I'm just a divorced guy who moved to Denver for a fresh start. And maybe that's exactly who I am now. The past is behind me. Emily and Eric are behind me. The anger and hurt and need for revenge are behind me. I'm free, and that's worth more than any revenge I could have planned.